Daryl Dixon? I heard you were dead.
Not yet.
Hello, I am Joe Deckelmeyer with Screen Rant. We're at New York Comic Con 2024. I am with the incredible cast and crew of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol. Here we go. Now, I'm going to kick it right off with you, Norman. When Daryl and Carol reunite in this week's episode, it's not all warm and fuzzy like a lot of fans wanted. Can you talk about Daryl's initial reaction to seeing a meaningful person and familiar face in his life?
Well, I think we did it really well. I think we got Daryl to a place where that would be the last thing on his mind. A place of like true despair. He's lost everything. He's completely beaten. And he fights his way to finally seeing the only person in the world that he would want to see. So I think we set the tone for that. And I think it's unexpected. I mean, I know it's going to happen, obviously, the Book of Carol, but I think we got to a place where we went all the way down here and we get to there. And then the sound goes out and they're the only two people in the world. So I think we got it where we wanted it to be. You know?
Incredible. Now, Melissa, building off of that, what does Carol think after making this incredibly long journey to find Daryl, only to be greeted with him preoccupied with another mission?
Yeah. What about that? Who's this person? I thought you were coming. Yeah, I thought you were coming right back. What's going on here? You're setting up a whole new life for yourself. Oh, yeah, you're just.
What did you expect? I was
you're just
chilling by the
all
beach.
European now, and I'm just cock blocking.
Cock blocking? I've never heard you say cock blocking before. I'm impressed.
Exclusive. It's Screen Rant. Now, Louis, can you talk about Laurent's journey so far this season? And do you really think he's special and he can save the world?
Yeah, so I don't know if he is, the solution for everything, but I mean, maybe we're going to discover that later on in the near future, and I mean, I hope he is, so I mean, that could help everybody.
Absolutely.
Right? It could.
I
And,
wasn't listening, I was looking at all the toys I could buy.
Same.
And then, yeah, I mean, he does really evolve, and he picks up a lot of Daryl's character, and he becomes a bit tougher than what he used to be in season 1.
Awesome. Now, David, you've done such a great job of interweaving these characters from The Walking Dead, the first season of Daryl Dixon, and newcomers to the Book of Carol. How do you determine the time and place for these characters, and are there more you're hoping to get on the show?
More characters from the original series. Well, we love kissing the original series, and part of that started from the very beginning. In season 1 with talking to Norman and saying, what's the past of this character, and how can we play that into this future that we're building and still propel into new places, but be true to the old. And the same was true with when Melissa came onto the show. So we're always thinking about ways to do that, because that's the trick of the show is we want to be faithful and loyal to the greatness of The Walking Dead legacy show and these characters' paths, but also feel like it's something new and propelling into new places and letting the characters grow and evolve. So we're always thinking about ways to do it, but it's a little hard. Can't keep popping people over the Atlantic,
Yes.
So we're coming up with creative ways to continue to sort of connect the present of our show with the past that the audience loved.
Yeah, and I think we did that really well with the Sophia bit in the first episode, because that not only does that keeps the DNA of the two shows connected, but also plays into Carol's character. We don't want to do it just to say, hey, here's a clever cameo. Sure. It's got to work into the storyline of the show. And that's something that we're conscious of, because of the 15-year history of the series.
Wild, right?
Yeah, not just to add one little thing to what Greg said. That was a big thing with Carol's character coming on in season 2, was sort of looking at the totality of what she'd been through on The Walking Dead and finding a way, and Sophia being a linchpin of this, but not the only thing, to sort of connect what she's working through in season 2 with all the things that she's experienced in the show.
Now, Greg, does a French walker have a distinction by comparison to many walkers that we've seen across America?
Can I answer?
Yes, please.
The French walkers were dancers. So they contorted in crazy ways that we hadn't seen before. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did the Thriller dance, and they did the Macarena. We have videos of the entire group, 200 people, when we were at the castle shooting the moat scene. What's really fun about it is the show has such a life outside of the United States.
Sure.
Like when we started The Walking Dead and the show took off, when we would go to Europe, we'd go to France, we'd go to Spain, we'd go to Greece. The fans were out of this world. So the opportunity that we have to bring The Walking Dead to their doorstep, we do zombie school every season and we sort of walk through, literally stumble through in zombie performances, show people how to do the zombie walk and how to attack somebody, how to bite somebody. But they all had been watching the show for so long and were so excited to do it. Then when we would line them up to do the rehearsals, they were all jumping and giddy because they got a chance to be a walker in a show that they've been watching all these years. So we just like when we were in Georgia, we made a lot of friends with a lot of the locals. And now that we've moved to Madrid, it's the same kind of thing. We have to kind of pick up stakes out of France, land in Spain, and then retrain a whole new group of people.
So that's so cool. Norman, you've always wanted to see Daryl ride off into the sunset. Is this journey across Europe as close as we're going to get? And with France, Greenland, and Spain coming up, being covered on the show, are there any other countries you'd like to see Daryl and Carol in?
Japan.
Costa Rica. Yeah, I don't know. I think part of the appeal is, and what we talked about way long ago, was to see who's left out there and how an apocalyptic situation changes different groups depending on where they are on the planet. We kind of go off into the sunset. All three of us kind of go off into the sunset at one point. But I don't know. I'm curious. It'd be interesting to be in Japan and see how it's handled there, or anywhere else.
Now, David, any hints what we can expect from Ash during the rest of season 2? And with Ash from the rest of season 2, and will he come back at this season?
Well, yeah, I think it's safe to say that we will see Ash again, and that story will continue. That started between Carol and Ash, and that got her there. And he has a pretty important part, a pretty important role in the show in the last few episodes. Yeah. So and Manisha plays that role. Really did a great job and came across as a totally different kind of character from what we had on our plate on this show. So it was a nice addition.
Melissa, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. So Carol tells a fairly bold lie, accomplish her mission for finding Daryl. What do you think the willingness and determination to go so far tells us about her development at this point?
I think it just kind of reiterates what we already know about her, is that she will do anything for her best friend. And when her mind is made up on something, she'll do whatever it takes to make that happen.
Well, look, I cannot wait for this Sunday's episode, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Incredible season. Incredible.
We were talking about how we wanted to do an episode where her nose grows like Pinocchio every time she lies.
That would be one long prosthetic.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Boogie Nights.
Like Boogie Nights. There we go.
Don't you want to see that happen?
No.
I think that'd be great. Like a little DVD extra. Look, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.
I keep thinking about all the people I left behind, wondering if they're still thinking about me.